This is how you change the control board and temperature probe on a Pit Boss smoker. Now, a little backstory. About 5 months ago, I went out to go turn on the smoker, and when I went to go preheat it, it just went to full blast. It couldn't be controlled. I tried to get it down to like 200 degrees. The thing just went to 600. There was nothing I can do unless I wanted to cook something at 600, and that ain't gonna work out too well. So I called Pit Boss, and they told me I was gonna need a new temperature probe and control board. They sent it out. It took 5 months to get here, but here it is, and let's put it together. So it's fairly simple to replace these. It's just a couple of screws and connect and go. So right here in the front, you have 2 screws and 2 screws in the back. That's holding the hopper on. Now when you go underneath, you have a couple more screws. I thought you only had to take out 2 of them that were right by the hopper, but it ended up where it was much easier to take them all out. And then the hopper just kind of folds down. It's still kind of connected, so I just put a chair underneath it so it was supported. Right here's all the wood pellets. You want to clean that out. I just vacuumed that out with a shop vac. Right here you have 6 clips, 3 on each side. You just push them in. I used a little pick and just push them in there, and the control board will pop right out. Kept having a little trouble because they kept popping back in, but they just push right in and you'll pull it right out. Now right here, this is the connector for the temperature probe. It has a little clip that you push in, and then you just pull apart and disconnect. So here's all the wires. I ended up cutting those zip ties right off, so it's much easier to get through. And they just pull right apart. There's no clip, there's no nothing, they just pull right apart. You might want to take a picture beforehand just so you know where the connectors go. And that's the temperature probe. 2 screws. Then you can pull that cover right off. Look how dirty that temperature probe is, that old one. Now you got 2 more screws with a nut underneath. I didn't realize there was a nut underneath at first, so I just grabbed a pair of vice grips and held it while I unscrewed it. Then you could just pull that right out. Put the new one in. Make sure you put it in through the top of the hole and feed it back out through the bottom. Put the screws back in, tighten it up. Put the cover right back on. Put those 2 screws in. Be careful not to drop anything. Pop the control board back in and start connecting. That's the temperature probe. There you go, fairly simple. Just take that picture beforehand so you can refer back to it. And I just wrapped it right back up with electrical tape because I disconnected it. And that's the bottom view. I wanted to make sure that the fan wasn't touching any of the wires and everything was alright. And there you go. There you have it. I put the bottom cover back on and this thing was working. I was on the grill for 8 hours that day and I had no issues at all. I was very happy with it.